Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are watching us from. You can see we are in the beautiful city of Agege. It's on the Monday morning. We are in Agege to look at national and then trade issues happening in Nigeria. Despite the inflation in the country, unemployment, insecurity, Nigerians are still going about their normal business on at the back here. You can see Nigeria discussing national issues. So today, the National Assembly approached Nigerians to give President Tinubu 2 more years to fix this country. So we will go on a short break now. And when we are back, we will bring our guests. Saturday, senators don tell Nigeria say make Nigeria give Tinubu 2 years to fix. Senators don tell Nigerians say make dem calm down because say make dem give Tinubu 2 years more to fix Nigeria. Now unemployment dey go, poverty dey, food no dey, Nigerians dey die. Senators dey earn big money. Dem tell us say make we give Tinubu 2 years more to fix Nigeria. Wetin you go talk to this matter?
That 2 years is too long. Wetin dem need now? Dem need see bag of rice now is 65,000 naira or 60,000 naira. The liter of rice is 1,200. So how we can survive all those things? See bread now. If I buy bread, 800 naira bread. Top paste I used to buy is 350 before. Top paste now is now 800 naira. Only me I can finish 800 naira top paste. Only me. Only if you finish it. I have two kids. No, I have two kids. My wife is still there. So as I dey now, if they want everything to dey okay, make dem reduce all those food stuff price. Make dem reduce am. Okay, make everything dey reduce.
If dem want everything dey okay,
Make dem reduce all those food wey we dey chop. Make dem if dem come like to make dem sell fuel 1,500 per litre. Nothing concern us. Na person wey get money na him dey buy car. Person get money na him dey buy rice. Na him dey buy rice now. But the major thing make dem food make everything dey successful. Garri now, one bowl of garri now is 1,004. And no 2,000 naira now for bowl of garri for one bucket. 2,000 naira. Why? And I used to buy it before, maybe 400 or 500. So all those things now, everything is already increased now. It is increased now. So wetin we need now? All those things wey we dey chop, make dem increase am, make e come down, make dem know the price. That is what me especially na wetin I want be that.
so now Tinubu don dey France now since 2 weeks.
Everybody dey we dey face am now. All of us dey face am now. Okay, as I dey come from my house this morning now, I budget myself to go to Berger now, maybe around 500 naira. From my house to this place now is 150. From that place to Berger now is 400 naira. So now and I owe 500.
You know 500.
How I wan take survive?
Yeah, you go use your hand to give am kind of transport.
How I wan take survive?
You go use am to Berger. You go use am to
So all those kind of things, if the food don reduce, make dem reduce the price. If dem like, make dem sell a litre of fuel 5,000 naira. Na person wey get money dey carry car. Food wey we dey chop because of all those our children wey dem dey come. See school fees now. School fees wey be say you dey pay 70,000 naira before. Now we are going to pay almost 200 plus. 200,000 plus.
Government no dey even dey concerned about
Government
this.
need to dey full face. Go to all those schools. Tell all those principal. Tell people wey get school from private school. Okay, this is the amount price I want you to collect. Give people. Still have last year now. Maybe all those people wey dey want to travel. Shebi government dem do one thing now. Government dem reduce all those travelling bus. Dem reduce the price. Anybody wey you want to go to maybe Onibi or Enugu, if dem tell you 50,000 naira, dem cut am into two. You go pay 25,000 naira. So make dem try to do all those things so that everybody can dey successful.
So everybody can dey
Successful.
So now, sir, wetin be your advice to President Tinubu in midst of all this insecurity, poverty, hunger, inflation? Wetin you say make Tinubu do now because Nigeria is hungry. So
First thing, if you hungry, if you don comot, especially Yoruba dem dey talk one thing say tóúnjẹ bá ti kúrò ní ìṣẹ́ búṣẹ́. If you hungry don comot, people sef if you government like make e dey carry all the money, nothing concern people. Make dem carry the money, nothing concern people. Dem food wey I dey chop, make everybody chop successful.
So the government like make dem take all the money.
If dem like make dem pack all the money, nothing concern us. If where we dey buy, make everything cheap. See, okay now I will wan cook soup now on Saturday. We usually wan buy turkey. Kilo of turkey is 5,500. Kilo of turkey now 5,500. Let me say, poor man go fit pay money to buy kilo. Yes, of course, bro. Poor man sef. You know all those egu. You know all those egu fish. You know say na poor man dey chop am before. But now na big man dey chop am now. Na big man dey chop that fish now. Because the fish there don dey expensive. Don dey expensive now. E don dey expensive. So make dem reduce all those things wey we dey chop. Make dem reduce the price. See that bread now, that big bread. If I buy am now, dem go tell me 1 4. That bread now, if I buy am, if I no take time, I go finish that 1 4. I go finish am, Baba. I go don know say if I don chop am once like that, na water I go just dey drink. So if you buy me coke, I go drink am. So I no go chop that again. I no go chop again. I no get money now because of food wey dey easy again. Okay, if I buy that bread now, if I wan buy this, so I go use chop. I no know say I go buy 500 naira beans. I go buy 500 naira beans. Na me wey I buy bread 1 4, I go buy 500 naira beans now. So all those things, make dem reduce the price. Food stuff. Na wetin you dey chop, na wetin dey important gangan be that. Wetin you wan chop. Okay, shey man wey never chop now, with man wey don chop, shey dem fit play together? Dem fit play together. Dem fit play together. Dem fit play together now. Because you know wey you don chop, and I know say you don chop. You come dey follow me dey play one kind play. Shey I no go change am for you? I go change am for you now. Why now? Okay, thank you for coming to the show. Wetin be your name, sir? My name is Bale, AK Bale. AK Bale, thank you for coming. Good morning. So this is News Point TV. On Saturday, Nigerian senators don talk say make whatever Nigerians dey endure give Tinubu 2 more years until Tinubu go fix the country. Upon this one, poverty don dey Nigeria. Right, bag of rice don cost, fuel don cost, everything don cost. Nigerians no fit chop again. How you feel say? So you feel say make you wait until 2 years? So you feel say make dem wait until 2 more years to one government to fix the country? So that one government die finish or two people die finish, na im go give dem 2 more years. Right? How you go take react to this matter wey dey happen now? Poverty don dey for Nigeria too much.
Yes, good morning. My name is Omoni Yusuf.
Omoni Yusuf.
Yes, what I can say on this is because they have food in masses that we have so much. How can I say that? They have brainwashed us.
They brainwash us
in so many ways. How can you tell me that people that in Ghana are sharing over 30-something million per annual salary? Yes, I'm telling us this. People that are collecting house allowance, domestic staff allowance, paper allowance, are telling us that we should be waiting for 2 more years. Assuming they are knowing what the masses are facing now, their average Nigeria is living below $1 per day, and they are not even seeing it. Dollar have rise to up to 1,500 and something. And you cannot even get it at there. And they are telling us to be waiting and they have the patient till 2 years. Are they knowing the masses that are dying daily because of hunger? Imagine the percentage of Nigerians that are living in poverty are not more than the Chinese that owns the poverty before. The percentage of Nigerians that are living in poverty, I didn't say by number, by percentage, is higher than the whole China that owns the poverty in the world before. So I know that more than 70% of the Nigerians are living an average below of $1 per day.
$1 per day. Now, do you think President Tinubu is doing the big thing? Because Nigerians no dey see food chop again. Everywhere you go, everybody shout for hungry. Now, President dey for France, he no care whether me and you don chop today. Now, shey you still believe say this president go fix this country?
We know what we are doing in this country. And it's until you and I have it in mind that we want to change this country.
But you and I. So, sir, what do you think we can do to change this country?
To change this country. Is you and I that when the senator is coming to the constituency that we go and dance and make it? And we are all talking and smiling. It's you and I that an act of law is coming to the house. We go and smile and meet, and we are not protecting of what we are facing. And when an act of assembly is coming, we are not showing it. Even 9% law, We cannot protect that. This is what we need in this area. This is what we need in our constituency. So to say a word is the problem of Nigeria. To say a word, we just face ourselves and be demonstrating. To face these people is the problem. Why can the comment senator tell us that we should wait 2 years? Somebody that is receiving more than 35 million a month is telling us to wait. That average Nigeria is living below $1 per day.
Now, in spite of all this insecurity, poverty, unemployment, yesterday, bag of rice now 73,000 naira. Now, and now what I said, Nigeria live below $1 a day. What do you think the president need to act on fast? What do you think the president need to do fast? Because now 80% of Nigerians are very, very hungry. Poverty is littered across every nook and cranny of the country. What do you think the president needs to do very fast now?
They say they bring 2.8 billion to stop the inflation of dollar then.
You know how much?
3.8 billion US dollar
Yes.
to bring down the inflation of dollar as of last year. They say out of it they are going to do the refinery first. After doing the what you said, what you do, and now you say you want to privatize it again. What is the essence of going that money? After the going of the money, the dollar down,
No, they don't see welcome.
that's why that's why we are creating people that didn't have any manifesto for us.
Let me see what any manifesto for Nigeria.
Even in terms of APC, that was 1999 to 9. Without manifesto, they don't have any manifesto for us. Because before we are born, this country that the dollar and the naira is equal. Before we are born. And in this country that the dollar is now 1,500 and something to naira. And this is not how we are going to be living. Because I just suffering and smiling. To say a word is our problem.
To say a word. Now, see, what advice do you have for Nigerians who are going through a lot and are always scared to come out and then express their mind? Like they say, I know one day, but every day they suffer. Every day they suffer.
How is that something? Because you out of 100, you have it in mind to say that this is what I'm facing. I want to say to the 99% that really support you for. What one man can do out of 100 is low. But you are facing a lot. You will know that in a few days, everything will rise. That can you imagine Nigeria can go out and vote when there is scarcity of cash? That can never happen in a civilized country. The money that you and I owe was in bank and we cannot collect it. And doing this government came out and contest and we go out and vote. That we should even go voting, everything should stop at there. Because of what we are experiencing that time.
Voting, saying that I should not vote again.
Not that we should not vote because if we didn't vote, we too, we are not going to see this system of government. But we should not change our manifesto that this person that we want to vote in the power, did he have anything to help us? Now we are talking about the president is a fan. Did he have about anything about the present economy of the country? The insecurity that is going out to the north and the north center. They are telling my brothers and my sisters every day. The president is there, is not saying anything. And we said we have the president. We are living as if that they have put us down on us. They are the Nigerians. We are living not even as a criminal. As a first, let me say they are looking at us. Just like an anything they do for us, we will accept it.
Now, see, anything the government does for us, we will always accept. Now, let you go. On a scale of 1 to 10, how will you rate President Tinubu achievements? On a scale of 1 to 10, how will you rate President Tinubu's government? If the government has tried, or if the government has taken a job backward, do you think President Tinubu takes what is office? If the president has tried, or the president has taken us backward again?
In terms of I think they have to even waiting here. Is it in terms of security, in terms of economy, is it infrastructure that you are telling me that both of us know that What, but to say the truth is our problem. Just let us accept that this person in his last 8 months in office, he has failed us.
In his last 8 months in office, President Tinubu has failed Nigeria.
Yes, let's accept that. I didn't say maybe the coming ones he can reverse and do the next thing. But presently in his last 8 months in office, he has failed Nigeria.
Thank you for coming to this continue. It's always our pleasure to always have you on our show. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, welcome to our show. What's the name, Daddy?
My name is Olalekan Agbaji.
My name is Mr. Olamide. Yes, on Saturday, the Senate told Nigerians that Nigeria should give Parliament Tinubu 2 more years to fix Nigeria. Despite hunger, poverty, inflation, unemployment. What do you agree with this statement by the senators?
Partly,
You agree with them?
partly. 2 years is too much.
2 years is too much.
A year, I suppose a year.
That's it. That's it. Nigeria should wait till 2 years for Tinubu to fix the economy.
For a year.
2 years.
I said year. Well, I disagree with 2 years.
Okay.
That of a year. The reason why is that even in our house, when we have our salary, we plan for all those things we want to do. So also the government. They have money, they plan budget that they have. This is what proposed. They have proposed the amount they are going to spend during a year. He has made the budget. He has submitted the pass it to law, sign it. Let us allow him to implement the budget before we criticize. You did not give something to people. You give examination script. You give examination paper. The person have not answered the question. You are scored in already. Even Professor Wole Soyinka, we all know him, said that it is after a year that we have said this government. When he was in Lagos, it's not after 6 months he was in office that he did all the work he was doing. He did it after he has made a plan. Even I followed the government immediately he won the election. He set up about 16 committees of agric. Professor Nuruddin of the NAF that time headed it. That of BFT, a professor headed it. And we can see the result in concerning that of BFT till today. It was his master plan.
Okay,
But allow him to die.
but, Daddy, I think Nigerians are yearning for the president. The president is 8 months in office now, and then cost of commodities are on the very high side. Inflation is on the very high side. Daddy, so we think Nigeria should still have that patience to wait for a year before we can see the president sorry, before the president begin manifesto comes.
One, two things are responsible for this. That of subsidy removal and that of exchange rate. How can we improve on our exchange rate? It's by production. We have neglected many things we used to produce. One of the days we have rubber, we have cotton and other products. In the textile industry are flourishing. Where are the cotton today? We have abandoned it. We focus on one. Then the second one is that of subsidy. All the leading presidential candidates said they are going to remove it. No matter how they remove it, the price will increase. So the other candidates cannot justify. They don't have better program. If they have, they will come out to say, I will have done it this way. They are only criticizing generally. So if to me, it's still better hand because he has performed it and we have seen it.
But Atiku and Obi has told the president of Saturday, see, removal of subsidy, we should have made provisions down firstly before removing subsidy. Don't you think Obi and Atiku would have done that?
To them, they can say that now. and they are not in office. We can all remember that before the last regime left office, they have removed the dream. We can remember that before a president can spend any cover on such a thing, he has to go to the House of Assembly. And the House of Assembly have not been inaugurated as I do. Even for B, for Atiku, who will now ratify it for them. So it is easy to say now. By the time they face the situation, they will be giving excuses.
Okay, Daddy, now away from that, insecurity has been a major endemic in Nigeria. You see, in Ekiti State, 2 monarchs were being killed, 2 priests were being adopted. Parents now have raised sum of 15 million now. And then on Saturday, I think one king was killed in Kwara State. What is the president doing to stop this insecurity in Nigeria? Nigerians cannot just live with their 2 eyes closed. What do you think the president is doing to put an end to this insecurity issue in Nigeria?
For insecurity, if we are all sincere with ourselves, what we need is state police. Many people from other regions have been kicking against it. The issue of state police have been in the air since over 20 years now. If the whole of Nigeria still listen to it and we allow state police, left for that, president is doing away with what is on the ground. Our military, we have to give support to them. They are trying. The only thing is that we don't want bloodletting. We don't want bloodletting. We don't want to lose anybody at all. We don't pay for that. But the military, by the time they bunch out, in the other time, the news had it that some people, about 30 of them on motorbike, were going to attack a building. And our military neutralized them and pushed them. We have how many of us going to distributors with them? We just condemn. It's supposed to be saying good things too that our military are doing. Then another thing is that our military has intelligence. The intelligence are not spirit. They need the cooperation of me and you to give them information. Even in advanced nation where it works, people get information to the police. Old women, retirees in their house, anything that happens, they give information. Are we doing that here? Are we doing it? Even the people in the area, another thing is that I can't blame them. They are supposed to be an information center or whom to contact. Where is our national registration agency? Where they're supposed to give out numbers. When you see something, say something. Say it to me. So partly part of government, partly part of the government.
Thank you for coming on. Mr. Daddy, I said it that see, partly the fault is from government and also the fault is from the citizens. Thank you, Daddy, for coming to the show. Thank you for watching today's edition of Politics on the Street. You've listened to our guests all today. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, News Point TV, like and share our stories. I will keep catching tomorrow.
.99% reliable.
Download the MoneyPoint app.
Trophy Extra Special Stout. No DNA. Originally black.
Let's now get some perspective, varying ones, of course, on the situation in the country. And perhaps let's look at where we need to take these issues that have taken the Nigerians that are protesting to the street. I'm being joined by Alhaji Jamiu Abiola, the son of MKO Abiola. He's a special assistant to the president on special duties in the office of the vice president, and also wrote the 2 democracy non-fiction bestsellers, The President Who Never Ruled and The Stolen Presidency, which is, of course, available for sale. Jami Abiola, thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much.
And I'm also being joined by Damilola Adenola, who is the Damilare, apologies. Damilare Adenola, who is the Director Mobilization of the Take It Back movement, one of the organization who is promoting the End Bad Governance protest. And from our Lagos studio, he's an activist and a lawyer, Mr. Inibe Effiong. Thank you so much, Barrister Effiong, for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me, Shaun. Thank you.
Yeah, indeed. So I think I should begin the conversation with you, Damla. You and your friends started this whole protest. And the question will be, have you achieved the objectives that you set out in the first place?
Well, I'd like to address your question by saying that myself and my friends didn't start this often. I've said them again and again that this is the idea of hungry Nigerians. This is the idea of deprived Nigerians. This is the idea of economically marginalized Nigerians. And for the question of objectives, the protesters, which I am part of, are yet to achieve the objective of our protest, which are stated in our Charter of Demands. But one thing we have been able to do is to make a strong statement and to send a strong message to the people in power, to see the capacity of what the masses, what people can do by way of protest, to see what the people are capable of if they are about to, express their displeasure. That was kick-started and it's ongoing, and we are waiting on the government to respond to us and address our demands. And until then, the protest continues.
From your own point of view, it does look like there is only one thing that you have achieved in this protest, and which is the fact that you are awoken some kind of consciousness in the Nigerian people, and you have gotten the attention of government. Is that all that you have achieved?
Well, I think we've been able to, make people see that they have the power to hold government accountable. And we've also made the government to, come to the consciousness that governance or government is meant for the interest of the people. And once the people are unable to benefit from your governance, then there's no sense for the continuation of such a government.
Are you being sponsored by any politician?
Well, I think that's, for me, I think that's a ridiculous way to denigrate the genuine agitation of
I'm asking a direct question. I'm not beating around the bush. I'm asking because there are direct allegations that the protests in some ways are being sponsored by politicians. So I'd like you to be able to open up to Nigerians to let them know that this is being sponsored in part or in whole by some politicians. Is it true?
For me, the sponsor of this protest, I've said and I'll say again, is hunger. It's economic inequality, economic deprivation of the larger percentage of the Nigerian people. Anything short of that should not be considered. What we should be considering is that, do people have a genuine reason to take over the street, to express their displeasure? Are people really hungry? I walked the town of the States today while protesting, and I saw the humongous queues at the filling stations, and I was appalled. These are reasons why people are poured on the streets across the nation protesting. There's unavailability of PMS. Look at everywhere in the country, there's darkness. Look at everywhere in the country, there's high cost of living. Everywhere in the country, transportation costs are surged. People are not living a good life.
So, and you heard the FCT minister who says there is a senator, a lawmaker, who is behind all of these. Is anybody buying you water, logistic money from all of the? Are you getting any kind of support?
The people themselves, in their benevolence, the people protesting in their benevolence, those who have done, some are the ones who provide for the less privileged at the protest ground. I don't think you should expect more from the minister of the FCT, Mr. Wike, than mischief, because I think they've assessed the whole condition and that's their only way to bail themselves out. by beginning to make mischievous comments, trying to, rather than address the main issue beating around the bush, finding all means to denigrate the genuine agitation of the Nigerian people, rather than sitting down, inviting the people, rather than coming on the streets to speak with the Nigerian people. If these people in power, if they are really interested in the, social welfare of the people, by now the president ought to have come to the Abuja streets to address the young people who are genuinely agitating. And rather, what we have been seeing are reckless statements, flying up and down. We saw one this afternoon from the chief of army staff who was subtly threatening Nigerian youths. We've seen several states in the country imposing curfew. These, for us, are insensitive approaches to the breeding.
I'll come to what you feel about the violence that have erupted and how some miscreants have now taken the opportunity of the protest to start looting government and private properties. But the question by Mr. Ebwade Boruwa, that he as the poser and the advisor is given, is your lawyer, and he said the protest should be called off after today.
He's not our lawyer. Ebwade Boruwa is not our lawyer. And he doesn't speak for us.
But you wrote on behalf of Take It Back movement to the IGP.
Yes, he might have presented himself as a solicitor, but he's not hungry, obviously.
Have you sacked him?
He's a senior advocate.
Have you sacked him?
He's a senior advocate.
You might employ a lawyer and sack him.
Mr. Ebun, he's a senior advocate of Nigeria who, lives well. He's not as hungry as common people who are taking over.
So you don't yield to that plea that you should call it off today?
No.
All right, just give me a moment. Let me speak to, and I'll come to you, Mr. Efengenebe, just in a moment. Mr. Jamiu MKO Abiola, son of MKO and Kudirat Abiola, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
You advise the government, you work for the government from the office of the vice president on special duty. And in your books that you have written, try to flip through and get a sense of what your thoughts are about the presidency and what your father did and all whatnot. But when you see what is happening on the street of Nigeria today and the agitation on the minds of many Nigerians, what do you think is going on in our country and the way to fix it?
Well, what is happening in Nigeria goes on to prove that sometimes, it's easy to forget the past. At the end of the day, a lot of Nigerians, are looking at this president as any other president because, a lot of them have actually experienced broken promises from one president to another. So as far as they're concerned, anything that seems difficult is another broken promise. It's like somebody that has been in marriage like 5 times and always disappointed. Even if he marries a good person, he will think, any small thing he will be looking and trying to pick. But that's our job, is to let people know when we see that things are getting out of hand, we are going to come out. I will come out and let people know the truth from my own perspective. First of all, democracy was a very, very difficult fight. If you know what happened in Africa in the 80s, African leaders, those of them that actually even stepped down, they had ruled for 20 years and they were like 70-something years old. This was a time in which people were very rich, very powerful. So the people that came out to fight for democracy are people that are actually exceptional. And where I'm going with this is the president that we have now is a different kind of president.
What makes him different?
He's a different kind of president because he's a president that believes in democracy. He's a president that believes in the common man. He's a president that loves the common man. And when I see all this that is happening, it's my job to remind people about who they are talking about. About this man is Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a man who could have actually left the democratic struggle but stood to fight for it, risking his life, risking everything he had. So he's not like the other people that have come and have disappointed. That is why he needs to be given time. He has the credit. It's like you in the United States, you have a good credit rating, you can apply to get a loan because they will look at your credit record and they will give you, as opposed to somebody that doesn't have a good credit record. So this man has become the president in just 1 year and 2 months he has been serving. And a lot of things he has done has been unprecedented. So that is why when people are getting agitated, I understand.
Unprecedented in the sense that if it's unprecedented, why are people on the streets?
People are on the street because, number one, it's like now, this is channels. Do I work here? I don't. You work here, right? Let's assume that the owners of channels say, I want Jami Abiola to become the managing director, and they put me to work here. And I come in here, and you tell me that this is how the books are, and this is how things are. And I come here and I make promises to people based on what you've told me. And then I come, I find another thing entirely, and I'm trying to work it out. And it will take like almost 2 years for you to start seeing the results. Should I be blamed for what other management people did or not?
Especially when you have promised that you asked for the job.
You asked for the job, but at the end of the day, the only person,
don't pity me. I will get it done.
The only person, yes, and that's why he has 4 years. The only person that knows everything is God. You know, he is the president of Nigeria. Since he has gotten there now, what has he been doing? I'll tell you some of the things he's been doing. Because people that are protesting, some of them have not really sat down to really think about what he has been doing. First of all,
those who are protesting are not being fair. Are they fair to the president?
No, they're emotional. But everybody can get emotional. And that's why I'm here, to also let them know some of the facts. And by the grace of God, when we now tell them some of the facts, a lot of them will say, oh, wow, how do you know, that's where I'm going. First of all, we have a president that actually set up a fund to come and take care of people that are not, you finish, you have your NYC, you haven't gotten a job. You know, the federal government, for the first time, is going to be giving you an allowance every month till you get a job. Once you have your NYC, you know, that is something that the president is going to do. The other thing the president is going to do is that we have a program that we want to create 3 million jobs for people of high tech. With 200,000 people already benefited. This is not something that is a pipeline, something that is already happening. Rome wasn't built in a day. That one is already there. Then the president as well, they have like a subsidy removal loan scheme, which they've been giving out to a lot of families. 600,000 people have benefited 50,000. Of course, it's not enough, but it's a start. We have student loans. Whenever anybody tells the president that, oh, it could be done better, he is not proud. He will step down and he will always do it. So when people are protesting against somebody that is already doing what they're supposed to do, then it's like as if you are, it's like something, you want to break something that, you want to fix something that hasn't broken. It's already been broken before, but now he's working towards fixing it. The first book I wrote is called Realistic Hopes. I wrote that book 11 years ago. And the reason why I named it Realistic Hope is because I realized even back then that what actually makes people fail in life is that their hopes are never realistic. If you want to succeed, you have to have realistic hopes. This man came to a government that has been, so much has happened. Terrible things have happened in Nigeria.
But it's the same government of APC.
But when you say the same government of APC, government is government. You know, whether it's APC, whether it's PDP, Nigeria has been going, and you people remember what happened before the election. There was no petrol. You people remember the issue of the Naira design, all of these conspiracies, you know, so that he wouldn't become president. So let us take a step back. 1 year and 2 months is not a long period of time.
So when do you think people should have gone to protest if the president wasn't performing?
First of all,